we're going to make sure we've got a good mixture. So when we're talking about watercolor, we are talking about water. I don't know, can you see that how watery this is?
You gotta tilt it.
We're not talking about using it. You want me to just pour it on the floor, don't you?
Yes, please.
We're not talking about finger painting kind of paint consistency. We're not talking about tempera paints from kindergarten. Where's Dot? Tempera paints in kindergarten. I'm just thinking of your students, and I remember playing with these big, thick Pasto paints. We're talking about a real liquid solution. That's what watercolor is, because we want the light of the sky or the paper to bounce through the paint. So you want to glaze, and you never know if you've got the right consistency until you try it. So this is what scrap sheets are good for, but I'm going to use my own expensive paper as a scratch sheet. And I've put some out there. Now, to me, that's a little cool. Can you see how that's cooler rather than warmer? So I'm going to, just for the purposes of demonstration, let's add a little orange to this. Have you got an orange or a yellow? Do you have an orange, or is that the closest?
I don't have an orange.
You don't have an orange, okay.
No, I have
What is that?
vermilion.
Let's add a little, that's a warm red, so let's add a little vermilion to that. Now this is, everybody's going to think about this differently, but this is how you get the right color notes. And color is really like a musical note, and it's all about hitting the right notes. It's all about being in key. So everybody has a different notion of what the right key is. Oh, I was screwed. Put the cap on upside down. Thank you. So I'm going to mix some more vermilion because I want it to be a little warmer, because I want a true red. Something like that. And again, I'm stirring the paint. You can outsource the stirring part. You can have a small child doing this.
Minimum wage labor.
You can teach a pet to do this. Minimum wage, yeah. Now, that has considerably warmed up the color. I don't know if you can see that. And again, we're under fluorescent lights here too. So let me try that out. I don't know until I try it. Okay, yeah, that's a little warmer. It's awfully watery, because I told you to use a lot of water, right? So now I want more of them. Now I've actually put some tube paint in one of these palette wells, and I'm coming out of the cup. It got a little too watery on me, and I need a little thicker, because we want this to be a bright spot, don't we? Solid, saturated, with a lot of kick to it. So I'll test this now. I've got a little more pigment on the brush. Ooh, that looks like blood. That's the red I want. That's arterial red. Ah. That's still not, it's still a little watery for my taste. But I don't want it to be so thick that it blocks the light bouncing off the white paper. So you got to think of the white paper as the stained glass window. And so you know stained glass, the glass is colored. And you look through the glass when you're indoors and you see the sky outside. And the white paper is like the outdoors, the light of the sky coming through the glass. And the paint glaze is the glass. But I'm getting there. That's really going to dry pretty bright. So that's the color I like. I've tried several versions, and I'm liking that. I'm going to tap it to my sponge to get some of the excess off. And now, with a few strokes, I'm going to paint my circle. I'm not going to go over and over my circle. I'm going to try to just cover the white with my with one glaze of this color and stop. And now I'm going to stop and step away from the paper. And even though it looks kind of uneven, and parts of it are drying funny, and parts of it look different than other parts, it's all going to smooth out, because it's all still wet, and it's all kind of dry. It's going to dry pretty much the same value here. So don't worry that this part looks darker. That's just because this part is a little wetter than the other part. So the wetter it is, the darker it's going to look. But it's going to all smooth out. And can you see that, Martha? And I think that's a pretty blood red, dead-on red, and I'm happy with that red. Now this is the process you're going to go through in getting all of these colors.